Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another week on the channel. Today was a pretty good day for the scalping account in Interactive Brokers, up a little over $400. Unfortunately, I didn't catch any live trades because my trades were towards the end of the day on Airbnb and Spotify. But what I want to go over in today's video is a swing trade on Square that I took last week. I closed it for 75%, but right now it is up over 300%. So I want to talk about how I spotted that, when I took it, and show you guys how I look at my swing trades. I called this swing trade out in my Discord, but I also called it out on my free Instagram channel, the Options Insider Instagram channel. So if you want to check that out, make sure to follow me on Instagram down below. After we go over the Square swing trade, I'm going to go ahead and show you the next swing trade that I just got in today and the upside that I see for this stock. So as always, before we get into this, make sure to smash that like button for me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for some more option trading videos, and make sure to press that bell notification so you know every single time that I post on the channel. Alright guys, so popping up really quick the P&L for Interactive Brokers. You can see the account is up over $6,000 now. I'm still waiting to move that money into it from TD Ameritrade. Once that hits my bank account, then I'll go ahead and transfer this over so that our scalping account gets back to where it was with TD Ameritrade. I traded Square today, I traded Disney a little bit, I traded Airbnb and Spotify. So some really nice movers today. It was a little bit choppy in the morning, but we saw that really strong move towards the end of the day. But let's go ahead, jump into the charts. We'll do some technical analysis on Square. I'll show you where I got in and how I used the technicals to find the swing trade. And then after that, I'll show you the technicals that I'm watching on Spotify. So Spotify is the next swing trade that I just got in. It's sitting at some really nice support after a small sell-off post earnings. I like where the support is. I like the upside potential, so we will go over those charts as well. All right, guys, so I have the daily chart pulled up on Square. We're looking at the 20-day, the 50-day, and the 100-day moving average. The 20 is the blue, the 50 is the yellow, and the 100 is the green. So really nice looking chart here, nice uptrend, and where I picked it up was on the 1st of February. So that is on this green candle right here. So why did I trade this here? Why did I look for some more upside? What I was looking at was the 50 period moving average. So every single time that we've hit it in the past, so right here back in September, again in the beginning of November, and then again we touched it here in January. So every single time that we've touched it, we saw a pretty nice bounce off of it. So I wanted to see if we can get that same type of movement, same type of reaction, hitting that 50 period moving average, if we can get a nice swing trade here, and it did work out nicely. Now, the reason why I was so bullish on this was because this sell-off here was pretty overextended. It was almost if we go from top to low, this was about a 20% sell-off to the downside. We had a really big wick down here in between the 50 and 100, and we closed pretty strong that day. Now this next day, very strong bullish movement back into the 50. We sort of bounced around the next day, and then on the 1st of February was the day I pulled the trigger. I saw we were holding this 50, and I wanted to see if we can get some more upside. So I'll pull up my positions where I get in. We can see that here is my E-Trade, and here is where I got in. So this is my February 19th 250 call. Now my initial target was 240, 250, because I didn't want to trade this past these highs. When I'm swing trading these, I don't want to have, too over realistic price targets to where I get caught in a bad trade or a too far out of the money trade. So I was targeting this 240, 250 area. Now obviously it went way past that, but I did take my profits when we were getting into that price target. So I wanted to stick to my rules and sort of close that trade for a nice profit. I took the 250 calls February 19th, gave me some time for this move to work out when I bought them back on the 1st. So I had about 2 weeks for the trade to work out. 3 days later on the 4th, I sold them for $5.28. So just about a 70% gain. So on the 4th, that was this green day right here. I wanted to sell into some strength on that day. I knew we were coming into that 240 resistance on that day, and I didn't want to, push it any further than, it had to, and I locked in my profits there. But as we can see, today was a monster day. This was partially because of Bitcoin. Square is pretty invested in Bitcoin, and it does move in some type of relation. So you saw that big move on Square today. But in general, guys, here's the swing trade that I took. Here's why I took it. It's because of these moving averages. I track these moving averages quite a bit. And if we go back to this chart over time, look at the multiple times that it's bounced off this 50-day. And this was just another time that it did the same thing. I'm looking for these dips, these oversold areas, trying to take a nice swing trade, and it really worked out here on Square. back before these 50-day moving average touches, it was riding the 20-day. So anytime it pushed down to the 20, you could get a really nice swing trade opportunity. So here is the uptrend on Square. Love this uptrend, great swing trade. And, you know, looking forward, Square looks really nice. You're getting that move into earnings. So if you're up on Square right now and in this swing trade that I called out, or if you're in a Square swing trade in general, make sure to look to take some profits before this earnings. It's not great to hold call options into earnings. You don't know what's going to happen, and we're getting a really strong move into that earnings report. So guys, we went over Square. Now let's go ahead and look at the Spotify swing trade that I opened today. What I'm looking at on the technicals here is, number one, we had a channel back around 290 to around 230. So we used to trade in this channel down here. When we broke out of this channel right here on this big green candle, it looks like we've sort of formed another channel to the upside. So I'm going to delete these lines to make sure this is a little bit more clear. But right now, I'm looking at this channel between 308 and 350. On Friday, we moved down into that that support, and today we had a really nice bounce, about a 4% day on Spotify. I'm looking for Spotify to break this 50-day moving average and then fill this gap that it made back last week. So you can see we had this big gap here from 340 down to around 325, around 320. So we have this big gap on the daily chart. My first target for this swing trade is 340 right here. If we hit that, I'll look to take some profits. If I think it's still staying strong, my next target would be 350 right here, these all-time highs. We just had earnings, so we don't have to worry about that coming up. We have a nice support here. If we can break through the 50-day moving average, I think we can see some more upside. I took these contracts today, so pulling this up, you can see I called out in the Discord chat a spot swing trade, 340 price target, just about 1% of my portfolio that I'm risking here. I took a March 19th 360 call. Now the reason I went out to 360 was because I was looking for something a little bit cheaper. I didn't want to risk too much of my portfolio, so I picked them up for about $8.40 per contract. If Spotify continues to move here up to this 340 resistance area to fill this gap, these contracts should be up pretty nicely. So we'll see how this plays out. You saw it here. You know, you can sort of track this trade with me, and I will keep you updated on this swing trade. So those are the two swing trades, the Square that I recently closed and the Spotify that I'm currently holding. I also opened a Riot swing trade today just from that Bitcoin momentum. Not many technical factors there. I'm just trying to see if I can ride a little bit more of this Bitcoin momentum into tomorrow. So we'll see how that works out as well. I keep my swing trades relatively small, about 1 to 3% risk on my portfolio every single time I take a swing trade. So if those technicals don't hold up, then, you know, it's not the end of the day. I can make it back on the next trade and I'm not blowing up my portfolio. I want to give a shout out to one of my Discord members, JS98. He took this Square call. I think he may have taken it before me. He closed that today for $14,000 profit. That is an awesome swing trade. Congratulations to anyone else out there that took advantage of Square on this recent dip. Again, this trade was called out on Instagram for free, and it was also shown in my Discord chat right when I got into it. So if you want to join the Discord chat with 1,300 other traders, I trade there live every single day. Check that out down in the description below. Also, the Instagram link will be there as well. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try to get some more live trades tomorrow. Hopefully we get some movement in the morning. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button before you head out. Subscribe for some future option trading videos, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.